Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the greatest day of your life. You know, I'll never forget when I got out of college. I was so broke. I want to tell you, it was so tough. When you get out of school, you're trying to find a job. I didn't really save money when I was in school, so it was difficult. There was a lot of ideas going on at the time. I was involved in a lot of things, and, well, you know, things are expensive. And it's hard to be confident when your bank account is nearly empty, but I believe you can turn that around, It's not easy, but being broke or just short on money for any length of time can be depressing, right? And here's the rub. To stop being broke, you must be optimistic and expectant. But how? It's like, hey, wait a minute. I'm being kind of negative. I'm looking at the numbers in my bank account right now, and they just don't jive with this whole positive attitude, and I need to be expectant and manifest a large sum of money and attract money into my life. But if there's anything to be happy about when you're short on cash, it's this. Being broke doesn't have to last. And that's because your financial situation reflects a mindset rather than a permanent reality. Think about this. If you start to look at it in that way, making the following adjustments will help you stay positive and start to gain financial confidence. And the first thing you need to do, as hard as it may be grateful for what you already have. When you're struggling financially, it can be easy to forget about the abundance you already have in your life. But trust me, it's there. And if you have food and water and a roof over your head, clothes on your body, people in your life that love you, those are all amazing things to be grateful for. And you have more than some. Think of it that way. And practicing gratitude each day, even in the smallest ways, will make a big difference in your state of mind and who and what you attract into your life. I guarantee it. But be rich in your mindset. Stop acting like a person who's broke and be rich in spirit. If you truly desire wealth, think like a rich person and do the things rich people do. Always, what do most people do when they don't have a lot of money? They pull back. What's the first thing you think about when you think my bank account's getting lower? You think, well, I better pull back. I need to spend less. You see, successful, wealthy people don't lower their standard of living to meet their income. They raise their income to meet their standard of living. And you need to develop a morning routine that sets you up for success. So you're starting each day on the right foot, ready to attract the money and the people into your life that are going to make you more successful from a financial standpoint. I want you to think about what you want in your life and work towards it every day. Be happy, but not satisfied with what you have. Think more, appreciate more, laugh more, and worry less. And I tell you what, you follow that recommendation, that's a prescription for overall health. I tell you what. And look for opportunities to learn. Hey, if you have some time on your hands, you're not going out and spending money by going out and doing luxury things or whatever else it costs to do money in your town. Read books on personal development. Read books on your desired career path. Read books on success and making money. Watch Doug Vandergraaf videos. I got over 300 on YouTube. There's plenty of knowledge and information learning there. But never stop learning, no matter how successful you become or what your circumstance is. Some of the wealthiest people that I know who have the most money in their bank accounts also have the largest libraries and the biggest repertoire of books that they can speak from and identify knowledge from and quote. It's amazing. I love intelligent people and I love people who read. It's something when I remember back when I was younger and I was dating and I was in college, I would always, when I was dating a girl, look around the room and look for a book because I only wanted to date people who read. I think reading is that powerful. It develops you and changes you into somebody who's just a little bit different. You find something in those people that read books that you don't find in people who don't read books. It's a knowledge, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about people that read that make them a little bit different and make life a little bit easier for them. And I want to go back to this being broke conversation here real quick. Make a plan. Being broke can make you feel helpless, and in some cases it can lead to recklessness and poor decision making. You want to jump into the get-rich-quick scheme, or you make a bad decision by going and writing a check at one of those payday advance places that will inevitably screw you down the line, and it'll cost you 10 times what you borrowed. Instead of getting desperate, I think it's important to sit down with a pen and paper and create a plan. Get your emotions out of the way and approach this planning as if you're taking time to work with another person you don't know who is in an identical situation. So take yourself out of the scenario and put yourself into a position where you're mentoring, you're working with somebody, and then you have to ask yourself, what do they truly want to do? What skills and resources do they need to get there? And you'll be writing these things down as you're working through that, helping this fictitious person, who is also yourself, to move forward. What would you suggest for them? When you answer these questions, you will start to build a plan. You'll start to garner the knowledge and information from yourself that will assist you in moving forward. And the plan doesn't need to be fancy. It's going to be for your eyes only. It could be as simple as, number one, polish your resume. You may need a job. An additional job could help you to garner some additional money. Or number two, contact 3 successful family members, friends, or acquaintances and ask them about any available opportunities that they know about. And then the third thing you might recommend is look for inexpensive ways to start making money online. Because making money online gives you the opportunity to make more money while you're sleeping than you could spend when you're awake. The internet works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So whatever you're doing on the internet, you have the ability to get in front of customers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a tremendous amount of opportunity there. There are plenty of learning courses. You can go out and learn digital marketing, any sort of entrepreneurial activities online, have some associated documentation or possible training courses that you can get involved with. Hey, you don't have money to go out to eat. You don't have money to go and do things. So let's use our time more effectively. Let's use our time in a way that will benefit us and allow us to move forward so we don't find ourselves in this type of a circumstance often in the future. And doing simple things like writing out a list and working with yourself as your own client will make you feel more in control. And when you feel in control, you'll feel more confident. And when you feel more confident, good things will happen to you much faster than if you're sitting there basking in a pool of negativity, I can assure you. Read about other people who have overcome hardships. No matter what's going on in your life right now, I guarantee you there's thousands of people who have already gone through what you're going through and have succeeded to get themselves out of that circumstance and into a greener pasture so they were able to move forward and live a happier life. And many CEOs started from nothing, tinkering on passion projects in their garages or only able to afford food by working dead-end jobs. Or like me, I'm going to tell you what, when I was out and I was an executive, I had to start a second career and try to open multiple additional companies so I could meet the financial expectations that I had for my life. I was constantly learning. I was constantly doing new things. And you know what? It didn't matter how much money I had. I remember one time I had a bank account full of cash. I owned several businesses and I was doing extremely well. You know what I was doing on the side? I was calling people up at a telemarketing company and asking them if they wanted to renew their Reader's Digest subscription. And I was doing that because, and I was only making like 15 or 16 bucks an hour, but it was worth it to me. I was utilizing that money to make more money. So you don't necessarily need money to make money, and everything that you do online or outside of the online environment to make money doesn't have to be extremely expensive. Hey, you work 10 hours at $16 an hour, you've got 160 bucks. You can do a lot with 160 bucks to better your circumstance and build a more beautiful financial future. I'm telling you, we should sit down sometime and talk about it. I'll get you going down the right path. I tell you what, you also want to look for lessons. Every time you fail or find yourself in a tough spot like this, you want to look for the opportunity to learn from it. You know how you got here. Inevitably we usually find ourselves in a circumstance where we've made a decision that's impacted us and put us into the given circumstance that we're currently in. So talk about with yourself what really happened. Approach it logically as if it were a game that you were coaching or scoring. You're still talking with that third-party individual and coaching and mentoring them, And if you're frustrated with specific people, try to consider the situation from their perspective. What happened? What can you learn about the whole experience overall? What is it that you'll have the availability to do better the next time? I think that's really important. And when you functionally go through exercises like this, they not only help you come away a better person, they also make you feel much less helpless and much more competent and confident the next time you're in a similar situation. You just need to learn from the circumstance. How did I get here? And when you learn, you'll know next time, don't do those things. And then when you don't do that or don't spend that way and, you start saving money or whatever it is you weren't doing in order to insulate yourself from a tough economic time, you can change. That's a beautiful thing about being human. We can decide. We can decide to do something different the next time, which will give us different results, right? Because I'm going to tell you how easy it is. Sometimes when you want to change your life, all you have to do is change your life. It's that simple. You want different results? Do different things. You will definitively get different results by taking different actions. It happens every single time. And if you find yourself in a tough spot, learn from it and don't do that again so that you don't find yourself in that spot. Sometimes unforeseen things happen, and I completely understand that. But you know what? That's why we build up a savings account, and we built up mechanisms that'll insulate us for when troubles occur, such as that. And we also want to build our network. Starting over or doing something new can feel completely overwhelming, right? And to combat this and build confidence, get involved with your local professional scene at like networking events or online events where people like you get together, discuss current activities, and identify opportunities for each other. And this could be a meetup or a reception. It's extremely a low-risk situation, but it could provide you an excellent opportunity to learn. And these are viable ways to meet successful people who can help you accomplish your financial goals or any other goal for that matter. You want to start a business? Start going to entrepreneurial workshops and entrepreneurial events. Meet other entrepreneurs. Find out what they're doing in your area. And don't reinvent the wheel. If somebody's doing something that's successful and that's where the money's flowing, find out if there's an opportunity for you to jump in your own circumstance and have similar results as that individual. Why not? Don't reinvent the wheel. We don't always have to come up with the next big idea. There's a lot of amazing thinkers out there. You know what? It's not against the law to borrow their idea as long as it's not something patented, a product patent or something like that. But if somebody has a business idea or they're providing a service and people are really latching onto it, see if there's a way you can provide a similar service and latch onto that same income stream. I'm telling you, sometimes it's just that easy. And ultimately, I want to tell you, this is about feeling powerful, and being broke can easily make you forget your internal power. It can limit your feelings of power, but if you arm yourself with knowledge and experience and expand your network, these are things that can help you tremendously to move forward. And I'm going to tell you, rather than feeling uncomfortable, apathetic, or not in control of your financial affairs, you will be more aware of your financial status without being controlled or boxed in by it, by creating a plan and moving forward with that plan. There's all kinds of online applications where you can enter your financial details related to what you owe on credit cards, how much money is in your bank or isn't in your bank, and these tools will help define a path for you. I don't want to recommend anything specific. I think you can go out online. They're pretty readily available with reviews. You could identify based on your circumstance which AI tool or online tool that would best meet your specific needs. But you know what? Don't fret about your current results. Take action. When you take action, you put your focus on the results that you want and what can be. And when you're taking action, you're going to feel empowered and inspired to move forward, to get what you want, rather than feeling bad about your current situation. When you're taking action, you're not sitting around and sulking. You're doing things to move yourself forward. You're building confidence within yourself. You're creating a better circumstance for you to live in while you're dealing with a difficult situation. And if you're constantly worried about your lack of money, I'm going to give you some actions here that you can take right away that are going to help you to start shifting your mindset. And when you shift your mindset, it'll change your results. First thing I want you to do is focus on something you really want. Think about an exciting goal and where it will take you instead of what's currently going on in your bank account, okay? Don't sit around and think about that all day. Also make a committed decision to make a significant financial improvement. When you decide to make a big move like this, you have to flip your thinking to a higher frequency, and that's what allows you to take the necessary steps to go after something that's way beyond where you are right now or have never been. And increase your awareness. Read more about who you are and the laws that impact your individual circumstance. You will trust that your goals and dreams will have the ability to come true when you enhance your awareness by garnering additional knowledge. Read books. If you want to go out on the internet and read that, I don't know what's true and what's not on the internet. That's not for me to decide. But I read books and I go out and I identify authors that are respected, that are peer-reviewed, and that have the ability to share good, solid information that's actionable with me. And you know what? Books are free. You can go to the library. Anything you find on Amazon that you want to buy, for the most part, you can probably find at your local library. It's usually free to get a library card. You can go there, and sometimes libraries are so cool these days. They have atriums and places to sit and read books, and it's comfortable, and some have coffee. It's kind of like a little Starbucks at the library. But you know what? Go and read books. Put better knowledge into your mind so you get better outcomes in your life. If you're in a bad financial circumstance and you want to get out of that, put some better financial information into your mind. If you want to be a chef, how do you be a chef? You'd go to the library and you'd check out books on cooking, and you'd read recipes, and you'd read culinary ways to enhance yourself from a culinary standpoint. You'd learn things to engage in, ways to cook. How do you cook chicken? Well, you cook it at this temperature, and if you do these little things to the chicken, it'll make it more tender and more flavorful. You can do the same thing with your financial circumstance. Go and read books about people who have had financial success in their lives. Learn what they did. Learn what they're going through. I'm going to tell you, thoughts become things. And when you put the knowledge and the experiences of other people into your mind, you're going to find that your actions reflect the information that you've put up here. It happens every single time with anything. It's why we go to school. We learn certain things so that we can be a certain type of worker later in life, right? We get down a career path. We may go to business school to learn business acumen. And then what do we do when we get out of college? Well, we act like business people and we get jobs in business, usually management or something else. And then that's who we are. But we are who we are because the knowledge and information that we garnered in school. Well, take yourself to school. Take yourself to the library. Garner some new information that will allow you to get new results. And, commit to learning. Commit to financial literacy. That's the one thing that I think our schools fall short on. You can graduate in the United States with a PhD in economics and still not know how to make a dime. I have always felt over the years that it's the parents' responsibility to teach their kids how to make money because our schools just don't do it. That's not where the knowledge is at. You either have to go out on your own, learn the information, and then take action for yourself, or you have to grow up in a home environment where you had parents that educated you about financial literacy and pushed you down that avenue, so you either self-explored or they shared knowledge and information with you which allowed you to take specific actions later in life. It's 100% true. Kids are an empty glass. Whatever knowledge and information we put into them, that's who they become later in life. But as adults, it's our responsibility who we are at that point in time. And if we find ourselves in a financial situation, we can come up with ways to generate different streams of income. And then when we do that, we can have all the money we need. You can have all the money you want, all the money you need. All you need to do is garner the right information and make a decision to change. And when you change based on the learnings that you've garnered from what's gotten you where you are today. And if you're in a bad financial circumstance, well, I tell you what, you're in a great position to do some learning and move forward in a new way so you can build a new life experience. You have the ability, and I believe in you, and I know if anybody can do it, you can. Listen, friends, I care about you, and I wanted to share some good information with you. This has just kind of been an open conversation today. Recently, I had somebody reach out to me and say, hey, I'm in a really tough financial bind. And, a lot of the times I kind of feel like when people reach out to you and they're in that type of a circumstance, they want you to remedy that circumstance for them. I want to remedy your financial circumstance for you by sharing that all you need to do to change things is gain some new knowledge and take some new action. That's it. That's all you need to do. You can turn your financial circumstance around like that with just gaining some new knowledge, some new information. You can make new decisions, get new results, and have a really awesome life. I mean, you can totally build a whole new circumstance for yourself. Listen, I've been broke. When I was in college, I was on SSI, disability. When I got out of college, I was still on SSI and disability, but I went out, I learned, I got new information, I was able to make different choices, and those choices resulted in the life experience that I'm having today. And you know what? Sometimes I still struggle a little bit with money. It's learning. You have to learn how to function in the different economic environments that present themselves. COVID was tough for everybody. We all struggled a little bit, but we're beyond that now. Now it's time for us to move forward. Put a smile on your face. Be optimistic. I'm telling you what, things are changing, and they're changing for the better. And you're the one that's going to make this happen for yourself. Go get some books, get some knowledge, get some information. You know what? Spend differently. Learn from your previous mistakes and don't make those mistakes moving forward. You can do it. I guarantee it 100%. I'm going to be back tomorrow with some really great information, some more recommendations. Let's continue our conversation. Have a beautiful day, friends. If you have any ideas or recommendations on how to enhance somebody's financial circumstance, share it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. I will be back tomorrow with some good information. Take care.